Hey everyone. The episode you're about to hear was recorded live using Reddit's RPAN, Reddit Public Access Network. Catch us there some Thursdays around 6 o'clock. Right?
Tuesdays?
Tuesdays, yeah. Yeah, Tuesdays around 6 o'clock. No, it's fine. There's a subreddit, r/time for anything. It's spelled out FOR, time for anything. I usually make a post when we're about to go live, so follow us there for instant information. It's not every Tuesday, it's like every other Tuesday maybe. So enjoy.
Well, if anyone's watching, and no one's watching, but if anyone's watching...
Well, this is definitely... says that it's right now, so...
Cool.
Is it picking us up, though? It's loading.
Well, yeah, I don't know. So for... Anyone's watching, and no one's watching.
So it's picking us up.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. So we are here, and we're doing our thing. And now I've got audio coming out of my phone. Anyway. How is everybody?
It is doing this thing, though, where it's just buffering forever.
Oh, it does say tuning. Oh.
Yeah, it keeps cutting in and out.
I think there's a way to get this to zoom. Well, it looks big. It looks good enough, I think.
Yeah, but I think it looks fine. It's just that it keeps buffering. Then playing. Then buffering.
It is very strange.
Is it doing the same for you, Derek?
I should definitely take my phone off Wi-Fi. That's probably part of it.
Yeah, my laptop doesn't need to be on your Wi-Fi either.
How?
What?
What are you going to use? Your phone?
For what?
Internet.
I don't need internet.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Duh.
It says something went wrong.
So, I don't know.
Still here for me, but...
I don't know if we should just start talking. That way when people look, they see that we're alive and talking.
Are we alive?
We are live and alive.
Well, I know we're live, but are we alive? Well, we might not be if it's buffering. I don't know.
Oh.
We need some community input.
True.
Tell us if we're buffering for you.
Yeah, if anyone's watching, can you see us? Can you hear us? Is everything smooth? What's going on?
Thoughts on Bitcoin? If none, why?
Thoughts on Bitcoin? If none, why? Yeah, it looks good on my phone here.
Well, thoughts on Bitcoin...
I mean, I think it could boom or bust.
Yeah.
In life, in the long run.
I think it's a viable alternative to a currency, like a government, because it's not government regulated, right? It's more of a citizen's currency.
Right.
But Bitcoin specifically, I mean, I think it's more likely that a different crypto will...
Than Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's partly because China's been aggressively mining it, and it's kind of inflating the prices.
Well, and now you said dang, what was it called? You know,
Ethereum.
Ethereum. Yep. Yeah, Ethereum's not going to be mineable anymore.
Supposedly.
Do you know what even is going on with that? Like, what is that whole situation? Why is that even a thing? It's
something to do with China, that they don't want their currency to be overmined like Bitcoin is.
Ah. Now that's interesting. It is frustrating that the chat totally blocks the last piece of text, but that doesn't matter. The important stuff's at the top.
Yes.
Actually going to move it again because I'm OCD, so everyone's having a fun time looking at moving images. Look at that. That phrasing doesn't make sense. I'm OCD. I am obsessive compulsive disorder.
Well,
I mean...
I also don't have OCD, so I should stop saying that.
Right.
That's kind of where I was headed.
What are you going to do? Yeah. Yeah.
You beat me to the punch. But, yes.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, yes.
Wait, do we have 8 comments, or am I like...
Yeah.
Whoa. Say, someone says they're from Scotland. That's pretty cool.
Welcome, Scotland.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, Scotland seems like an amazing place.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Scotland. If you had to pick a place to go to in the British Isles, where are you going?
I don't know the British Isles that well off the top of my head.
The Isle of Man seems like a quaint little place.
Where?
Isle of Man.
Never heard of that.
It's a small island near the UK.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I need to grab water. Totally forgot.
I'm watching a anime called Vinland Saga, and it's all about Vikings, but it's like it's attempting to be historically accurate. And what?
He said attempting to be historically.
Yeah.
Well, because you have to kind of fabricate a story still. Like, you could do a completely historically accurate thing, but even that still, like, Viking history is largely written after the age of the Vikings.
Of Vikings, which...
Time for Anything, our podcast, we do an episode on Vikings.
Wait, did that just come out, or did we not release that
Yes,
yet?
it was a
That's
recent
not
release.
released.
Oh,
No, it's not.
No, it's
No,
not.
no,
I
released
don't
yet.
think
No.
it's released.
No, but it
No,
will
no.
be soon.
But it will be soon.
I think in April.
We just kind of found Vikings interesting. I love that manga and the anime, but like the manga's really good too. I read it. But where was I going with this? Scotland.
Yeah.
Like Wales.
Yeah.
England. Like ethnically speaking, dating back to like that time, even before like with the Romans, and before that with just like the people that lived there, like the Celtic people.
Yeah.
Like completely ethnically different. Like they had different languages. Like different customs, all sorts of like it's just amazing to me. Anyway, I love Scotland. Thanks for joining us. We are here. Ask us anything. That's kind of why we're doing this. Obviously, shameless promotion of our podcast as well. But like, this is fun to us. We like to talk about just whatever people want to talk about, and kind of gets a conversation going in the comment section sometimes. So please, by any means, ask us any questions. Do we have any questions? What do we got?
Your future attorney says Bitcoin is sound money. I think that, yeah. If you just like with stocks, if you buy it when it's really high, you're gonna lose money. But eventually it'll probably go up again. So if you buy it at any point, it's probably a pretty good investment.
I think right now it's never too late because it's pretty much uncapped. If this hits six figures, even if you're catching on right now, you're going to make a decent amount of money
in a few years. The thing is, you have to hold it.
I guess
people won't hold.
Yes. Yeah.
I was legitimately thinking about buying stock in SpaceX, because I'm thinking like buying stock now in SpaceX would probably have a very similar yield in 20 years that investing in Apple in the 80s did. Because of Musk, trying to go to Mars and everyone investing in that and everything, and that's going to be $1 billion industry. It's going to be, well, I mean, it kind of already is.
Wherever only has one E,
Wherever? Really?
It's wherever.
Wherever.
One
Look at
word.
that. Wherever. I thought something was wrong. Like, I read it and I was like, that just looks wrong, but I figured it was one of those things where, like, you look at it and you're like, I don't know, probably spelled properly, but maybe not. No. All right, cool. Did someone point that out?
No, I did.
Oh, good. All right, cool.
Let me call in and educate. I'll educate you. Bitcoin is going to 300,000 this year. 1 million by 2025 after the next halvening.
Halvening?
Yeah.
Do you guys know what the halvening is?
What's your?
It sounds like the happening.
What's your basis on that though? Like, you could just be a random comment that I'll see now, and then 20 years from now I'll be like, wow, that guy was so right. But like,
what's your basis?
What's your basis there,
what's your
Captain?
Basis, your future attorney. Which cite your info, you egg.
I respect the shout out though. I mean, I'll put more money down if you give me a good reason to.
Yeah.
True.
I sold my Bitcoin when it spiked a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Months ago, weeks ago.
You bet you made bank
at this point, but I made some money. But said it's supply and demand. 60% of all Bitcoin haven't moved in the past 12 months.
Oh, dang. Well, again, do you think it's because people are holding?
Yeah, I think.
Like a large percent of it?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just expect to hold at this point. I know a guy who bought in like pretty early when it was in like the thousands.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he doesn't even care. He's just like, I'm going to hang on to that.
Yeah.
Just not letting it go. I mean, it could, like, my question is, what happens when it hits like an insane amount? Then people are going to let that shit go.
Well, here someone said, people are holding, not selling. Only people selling are paper hands like you who sold weeks ago. 40% of all U.S. dollars in circulation have been printed in the past 12 months. Wow, that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, we've been printing
again,
a ton of money, but my question still remains, like, let's say this Bitcoin, amount hits an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
People are going to sell that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what? What, how does that happen? Does that just, you just get it in your bank account, just spawns it one day? Like, do you create a wallet?
I don't know how it all works.
I don't think a lot of people know.
It's, when you sell Bitcoin, there's a few ways to do it, but the easiest is going through like a wallet service. So like Coinbase.
Yeah, that's what I use.
And they'll bill you, they'll charge you a fee to do it, but they'll convert you can essentially sell them your Bitcoin, and they'll give you money for it.
Someone here just said, expect more to be printed. They're already working on a $3 trillion stimulus package. That's insane.
Wow, we are just going to crash super hard then.
Dude, it's...
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Nobody... Is this just, like, suicide mission by our government at this point?
I don't know.
What's, like... I think there are a lot of questions of the future, and I obviously existentially, but, like... financially too. I mean, financially definitely plays a role in the existential crisis, but like...
I kind of doubt it, but they could be pulling from the military budget. Just like...
No, they're printing more money.
They're printing money.
Which decreases the dollar value.
Yeah.
Like
the military budget's already set.
Right?
Fair, yeah.
Or it decreases the dollar value, which means...
Right, as you print more money, the value goes down. Right, yeah. So...
if they pulled from the military budget, I mean, that's
not something you want to do.
Help, but they'd still have to print money.
I see your point. Yeah. I guess I was just hoping it'd be like, well, we're not gonna build this bomber this year, and instead we're gonna put all that money towards people. But there's no way they're gonna do that. No. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, I was actually looking at government jobs today, and it kind of got me thinking, like, there are people getting paid to work for the government that, like, you just don't consider. Like, there's a job for... The job description is painter.
What?
It pays $23 an hour.
And you just paint for the government?
Yes.
Like, hey, we need this office for the president.
Painted. No, well, I mean, that's different.
I know. I'm just... Yeah, but I'm exaggerating. But
paint this ship.
It's probably because you need a security clearance for it.
That's insane. Someone's like, I need you to put a matte black coat on this F-22 fighter jet. And you're like, nice. Sounds great. Actually, it's probably machines doing it, right? Machines are probably painting it, not people. Like things like their planes.
A boat? Fuck no. There's no machine big enough to paint a boat.
Not a boat, that's true. But like a plane maybe, because it's going through assembly lines and stuff.
Yeah, but even with assembly lines, they oftentimes have physical painters, like people that paint.
Can you imagine seeing a boat out of water?
I've seen one.
like a big ass boat, like a freight.
It's definitely weird, but yeah.
It's fucking insane.
It's wrong. It looks wrong. Now I'm thinking about assembly lines, and I'm like, where the hell is the factory that is just pumping out guns and all this shit? Like, is it in Area 51? Like in that area?
No.
Like where the hell is it?
No.
Usually overseas.
Yeah, or it's contracts.
Yeah.
A lot of the government is
just paying other people.
It's acquisitions, it's contracting,
which is why when they spend more money on the military, when they're, paying for bombers and guns, the argument is they are giving back to the American people because they're creating jobs and they're supporting businesses, American businesses.
My great uncle told me a crazy story about when he was contracted with the government. Or actually, I think he was working for the government at that time, because that also happens. But he worked in space programs. Like, his thing was like aerospace engineer.
Yeah.
So he was the best at one specific thing. I don't remember. It was some sort of analysis. That they run, and he was like one of the fucking best. Like, he was like, yeah, I'm that guy, and I'm just like, okay.
I'm that guy.
But yeah, he worked with like Lockheed Martin, Boeing to literally build like there was one spacecraft, or it was like a satellite launch that he pretty much oversaw, and it ended up exploding. So then,
okay.
So yeah, it explodes like 90 seconds into its flight from a slight methane like leak.
Yikes!
Basically,
that's insane.
The slightest little thing just boom fails. So and that's like billions of dollars that they're just down the drain. Uncle just like basically like set up. And it's just over. So
I remember listening to Elon Musk say he's actually more surprised when the rocket launches and doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
Like he sees it take off and it goes and it does its thing and he's like, oh, it's actually working. Like that's cool because they've had so many failed tests trying to, like when they were trying to, what was it? Was it the Falcon 9 rockets that they were trying to get land from space?
It was literally a valve that caused it. They didn't have like basically the equivalent to an O-ring.
What, for your uncle's thing?
Yeah, it had to be a certain thickness. And they didn't have the right thickness on one fucking valve in the engine.
So now it just screws the whole thing because your pressure equalization is off, I could imagine.
Yep.
Because if one valve isn't like keeping the same amount of pressure as the others.
Yeah, just like one little gas leak and like boom.
Yeah.
You know, it's over. So
someone said, what do you think of Hawk? And I don't know what Hawk is.
No, they were talking to Hawk.
Oh. What are your thoughts, Hawk? Okay, he's asking someone. Okay, sorry.
Do we have any other questions?
No. I mean, they're just mostly people like talking trash on the inflation and everything. But we did put the website in the chat, so if anyone's interested in checking that out,
check it out.
Cool stuff on there.
Yeah. Yeah, we do cool things. We're kind of getting started.
We do cool things. I like to think we do cool things.
You know what? I think people need a refresher on the internet. You need some like good old eye bleach. Not even eye bleach. We're probably just more ear bleach.
We are ear bleach. Yeah.
I would like to get to a point where we record or video record the podcast. That'd be awesome. I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the inflation is pretty scary. I don't really know. But it's kind of like everything's all over the place right now. We're still kind of experiencing the ripple effects of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And people want to downplay it and say that like things will go back to normal. There is no such thing. Like we literally maybe like socially relatively normal. Like if that's what you're looking for, sure. Like give yourself a pat on the back. Like
because you can't undo the things that have been done. You know what I mean?
Financially, like morally, politically speaking, things are different now.
Yeah.
You know, I think people are going to look back at this election and say, okay, like, did we make the right decision here?
But that's the thing is, geez, don't make me talk about the election. I don't. I'm done. I'm not. No thoughts. Sorry. I don't want to get into
Well, I should say that, like, the people didn't really have a choice either because, you know, Democrats pull their own strings the way they want to. Mm-hmm. So, like, would I say Joe Biden was the best candidate? Fuck no. I'm not going to sit here and, like, play that game because I think people need to come to terms with, like, the reality of it, and that was not the best fucking candidate we had to offer.
Yeah.
It was a safe pick. It was the right pick because Donald Trump is a fucking terrible person.
Sort of the status
but
quo. Right?
I don't think anyone felt super great about like voting for Joe Biden.
It's the status quo, going back to the old white politician and just putting him back in office.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's really mostly people picked him, and I mean, I know we know this, but like people picked Biden because they just didn't want Trump. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like people really. I feel like half the people who voted for Biden didn't even really want Biden. They just didn't want Trump.
But that's how it is a lot of elections.
Yeah, that's very true.
When
it's very true.
A president's approval rating is in the shitter.
Yeah.
You can put anybody up on the other side and you're guaranteed to get both party votes. Like obviously there's both Democrats and Republicans who will always vote Democratic or Republican.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah,
Never
it's corny. It is a corny political system that we exist in. But anyway, anything else in the comments?
No, I mean, if anyone wants to shoot us a suggestion, it is time for anything, and we're doing an RPAN, obviously. So It's up to you what we talk about. We will talk about what you want. Ask me my opinion on fishing. I don't have one.
Yeah, you do.
Do I? I guess I do.
Do you agree with stocking rivers and lakes with fish for fishermen when they stock trout in the fishing season?
Not really, because you're like breeding these fish in containment and then you're like throwing them into the wild, and like number one, they're not prepared to handle that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, fish are
fish. It's not.
I guess so.
It's the fact that they're gonna eat whatever they can.
Yeah, I guess.
Because like fish law is pretty much if it's bigger, it'll probably eat me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
unless
just
you're
not...
a whale, which makes no. I mean, it makes a lot of sense how a whale works, but if you think about it, it's kind of funny that like something that big is eating literally fucking like microorganisms.
Yeah.
By the shit ton.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'm
not
not
big filters.
Not like against fishing, but I'm also not like pro fishing. I just don't really.
I was talking about stocking lakes and rivers with fish.
I still don't even know how I feel about that because
I don't think it's right. I think
you're
I think it could really deplete. I don't know. It depends. Like if
because you're throwing off the natural balance of things, right? Like maybe the ecosystem can't handle the uptick in food consumption that you're about to impose on the ecosystem by dumping in that many fish.
They do it specifically because it's a high fishing area.
Yeah.
So
you
could be saving the ecosystem by protecting some.
That's what I was thinking. If you don't, then people are just going to catch all the fish.
And then overfishing.
But you see, that's not that's not a solution to a problem. Oh Lord. Someone else talk. Jeez, there's like something in my throat.
What are you gonna like? Are you gonna ban fishing then? I mean, like there's not a lot of like viable solutions that don't require a ton of money spent, which quite frankly, like the government doesn't care.
I guess
they can print money.
Yeah.
I guess it makes me think about like the Ishmael, for example, which people aren't really familiar with, where like if you're just saying, okay, yeah, do this as much as you want, and then we'll just compensate by adding in more resources, you don't ever fix the problem, which is that the fish are being fished too much, that you need to add more fish. So then people just fish more, and then you still have to add more fish. You're not actually solving the problem. You're just preventing it momentarily. Yes. Whereas the actual solution would be restricting fishing more and teaching people how to like not overfish.
How do you restrict fishing more?
Yeah. I don't know. That's the problem.
Fishing permits.
Is like maybe you only hand out a certain amount of permits per year. I don't know. I'm not saying I have the solution, but...
Well, that's kind of the tough thing is that, like, I guess in that case, they might just be doing the best they can. I mean, I'm sure there's better ways to go about it, but, yeah.
I truly don't know. I don't know.
And people just, like, waste fish, too. That's a whole other thing.
People waste
like,
fucking everything.
They just catch it and then...
Yeah, my stepdad will say that, like, he's going to eat the trout that he catches and skins, but it sits in my freezer and gets freezer burned, and then I throw it out.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, there was a pheasant in my works freezer for the longest time, and then my boss used it to train his hunting dog.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, at least it got used.
Yeah. But, like, you open a freezer, you see a pheasant. It's just not... Not what you
to define like
in a bag, like in a plastic bag, like, just like a fucking
like feathered and all, and like
yes,
like as if you just killed it, threw it in a bag, and tossed it in the freezer. Wow, that's actually very bizarre.
It's like actually what happened.
That's really fucking weird.
People do that.
That's
people
like really
kill
weird.
Deer and don't even fucking do anything. Like they'll throw it in like a giant dumpster full of just deer carcasses.
The problem sometimes is that they have chronic wasting disease, so you then can't take it home or do anything with it.
Wait, what? They have what?
Chronic wasting disease. It's
like, but you don't find that out till after you kill it.
Do you shit your brains out? That's what it sounds like.
It is a brain-eating.
Oh God.
Oh.
Bacteria or something. Yeah.
Wow, that's actually horrifying.
Humans, as far as studies have gone, humans aren't generally affected by it. You can eat the meat of a deer that has it, chronic wasting disease, but you shouldn't.
Wow.
Yeah. It actually affects a lot of our deer population here. Yeah. That's why if you go to a park anywhere like near a hunting area, game land, you'll see signs posted that's like chronic wasting disease management area.
Huh.
It travels through the water, which is pretty scary for deer. I mean, we shouldn't be scared of it. At least they say.
Yeah, isn't that weird how like there are just diseases that like if a deer has it, it's just screwed. But then if we get it, it just doesn't.
Well, we don't get
do anything.
Like, we don't get the disease.
Oh, like it. Well, I guess I mean even if you ingest it, it just kind of goes in and out. It's weird how it doesn't like do anything to you.
Yeah,
it's strange.
I mean, the way that deer get it is drinking water, and like it can be in the water, or it's definitely another way. But yeah, it just doesn't.
Can it happen through mating?
Maybe.
Is it sexually transmitted?
Maybe.
I don't know. That'd be weird.
Would it though?
I think.
I mean, I think you kind of expect the conventional STIs, not like a brain-eating parasite when you're fucking.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I think the.
Damn those brain-eating parasites that are sexually transmitted.
The deer that do have it, I don't think end up mating because they pretty much go insane.
Okay.
Because
you said it's a brain-eating disorder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are human ones for sure.
Jeez, that's just insane.
That's so I always think of like the parasites that turn insects into.
It's called zombie deer disease. For reference.
Nice.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, the ones that turn like bugs into zombies, and then they like lay spores, and then like the spore like whatever the fucking parasite does,
like goes into its brain,
and then it's
like the flood from Halo, pretty much.
Oh man. Damn nature, you scary.
Damn nature, you scary.
It is terrifying.
Can I try to hit that? See what happens. See if I die.
So
why you look at me like that?
Essentially, this Wikipedia article about chronic wasting disease says that it is similar to mad cow disease. So it comes from proteins, misfolded proteins. So yeah.
Damn.
Misfolded proteins?
Yes.
Isn't it crazy that like little things like that can just mess with your whole life?
So like the proteins form in a way that they shouldn't, which makes them not function the way they should?
Pretty much. It's like bad code.
Weird.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of like snake venom. How it literally just
coagulates your blood.
Yeah, like turns it into freaking jelly, which is just so weird.
In like seconds.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Just a drop too.
Yeah, well, of some snakes, but yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
That's like a real thing on this earth. Animals like spitting venom that like literally turn your blood to jelly.
It's nice.
It's pretty metal.
Love it. I wish someone would shoot us a suggestion. Someone tell us what to talk about.
Apparently this is a deer with chronic wasting disease. I'm assuming it's talking about how skinny it got.
Like it looks like not okay.
Yeah, it looks sick, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming
very sad.
And you can see kind of in the neck how it's...
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
I saw this picture. Remember how... Okay, so we're like... Phil and I were talking about just like being traumatized on the internet
yes.
before you got here.
By just some of the things you see on Reddit.
So like awful everything, make me suffer.
Make me suffer.
Noah get the boat.
50-50.
Noah get the arc.
50-50 picks.
50-50.
Noah get the arc.
The Death Stars.
Is it
Death
make my coffin? Is that, or is it hold my coffin?
Hold my coffin.
Hold my coffin. Hold my feeding tube.
Yeah, hold my feeding tube. So like things like that, just like the subreddits that like you see some really messed up stuff on.
Yeah.
I saw this one infant born with this like I think it's called cloverhead disease. Where basically like you can imagine it like their head's shaped like a clover. So this is like really narrow and then this is extended.
Okay, I like actually need to Google this. What is this called? Cloverhead
disease? Yeah, it's like a genetic disease from birth. So like you, I'm pretty sure you can't live with it unless you get like a mild case. But I mean, the picture I saw, this baby's eyes, like they almost looked fake. Like it's really really rough.
Cloverleaf disease.
Cloverleaf disease.
Cloverhead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you see the baby?
I really wish that I never looked that up.
Yeah.
I like clicked on images and immediately was like, nope.
Yeah.
Close that.
You want to see something?
They almost look like this. I shouldn't say what I'm about to say. Never mind. That's horrible. That's not.
But yeah.
That's really.
Yeah. So like you see stuff like that on the internet.
That's what I'm afraid of, right? Is like having a kid and like I think everything's fine, but I was punched in the nuts so many times in 5th and 6th grade that I'm like my kid is gonna turn out like that picture that you're showing me on your phone.
What is?
Does it has one eye or two?
Is that real?
2 eyes?
I'm assuming it's fake, but
it could be Photoshop.
Yeah.
Someone says, I don't know if this counts as a question, but I'm an alcoholic. If I can finish a full vodka and a half... Wait, what? But am I an alcoholic if I can finish a full vodka and a half in one day?
Full vodka, like
a 750 milliliters.
A handle? Are we talking like a bottle, a glass? Because if it's like a full vodka and a half, like in glass, I wouldn't say you're necessarily an alcoholic, but that's a lot.
Yeah, but if it's like a whole bottle,
like a handle, yeah, that's excessive.
If it's a whole bottle, yeah.
I was doing that in college.
Even if it's 750 milliliters, that's like
I knew a kid
lot
that was doing that.
Vodka.
He was doing half a handle a night.
I don't know what that means.
The big one.
Like the
so
1.5
like you
liter,
go
1.5
to
liters?
the wine and spirits and you get a Smirnoff, right? The big Smirnoff.
Yeah, 1.5 liters.
Half of that.
Okay, yeah. So 750 milliliters he drinks a day.
It was, yeah.
That isn't physically possible. It's a half liter.
Well, that's not great. It's probably doing a lot of damage to your liver. And okay, sorry. This is the thing that I feel like I need to say is a lot of people say that when you're drinking alcohol, it's really dangerous because you're doing a lot of damage to your liver. But yeah, while that's a concern, I think the biggest concern is the damage that you're doing to your brain and all the other parts of your body. Having alcohol is by definition, alcohol is a poison. So when you're drinking it excessively every day, you are just constantly poisoning yourself. And like, think about what happens when you give alcohol to a baby. It totally wrecks its brain function. So if you do that to yourself slowly for years as an adult, it does a similar thing.
Yeah. Well, I'd say you're at a crossroad. I don't think you've necessarily like, well, if it's every day, yeah.
Well, and he just said that he threw up already. So that shows that you're drinking too much, because if you're throwing up, the body is saying, I can't process all this, I need to get it out.
Yeah.
So if you are throwing up, it's an immediate sign that your body is not
put the
able
drink
to
down,
process.
friend.
Yeah.
Maybe talk to someone about that. Maybe
also, like, the exact measurement that you're drinking in alcohol, you should also be drinking in water. Actually, probably, like, it's more so for liquor, right? So, like, if you have a bottle of beer, you should drink about a glass of water. I
think it gets to a point where, like, you're not even looking to just hydrate yourself, like you're intoxicated.
Well, obviously. But I guess to avoid damage and especially a hangover, you should be constantly drinking water.
You should just drink water. But
you're
probably not.
I said I'm 18 and have problems because of university.
Yeah, don't keep that that habit of drinking throughout college, it gets bad.
I mean, you can, well, yeah, because you're just doing years of drinking and damaging, and that's just not gonna help you in the long run. So, I would say if you're drinking excessive alcohol because you're either like bored or don't know what to do, or you want to do something fun, or like it's a mechanism to cope with like stress or anything else you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Like, I would say try to get you a control of your emotions and like learn how to, that sounds messed up, but like I'm drinking alcohol because I don't know how to process the stress of school. Well, like learn how to process your stress naturally more so, because if you're relying on the alcohol, not only are you in the detriment there already, but then you're also, the alcohol is hurting you. So it's damage twofold, because you're not learning how to control your feelings and understand them sober, and then you're also doing more damage to yourself. So just take more care of yourself, man. I don't know,
you're going to go through some withdrawal symptoms, putting it down, just cold turkey. I would suggest weaning yourself off if you don't have access to like healthcare, or like maybe a school provided psychiatrist or psychologist, just to have that extra support.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to just put the drink down. So take it at your pace, but make steady progress.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I've seen, I've seen a kid like stop. He was at your level of drinking, and I've seen him slow down, but he didn't stop, and he got a firmer grasp on his life. But you kind of reach a crossroads when you hit that amount, because I don't know if you're like functioning well at school, if your grades are great, or what the scenario is, but drinking is probably exacerbating those stressors. So
actually, probably, yeah. Like, and you don't realize how it makes it worse, right? Because
it numbs the pain in the moment, but then like the next day comes and you repeat the same cycle again.
Because you still haven't taught yourself how to deal with it when you're sober. Right, exactly. So then when you stop drinking, you're like, oh my God, holy shit, it feels like the whole world is crashing down on me.
Yeah, and it very well might, like, it could be a long road ahead. So,
James already answered this in chat, but this dog trips. Someone says, are Pop-Tarts just breakfast ravioli? And also, is cereal cold soup?
I said yes to both.
I would...
Your response to that?
I also say that hot dog's a sandwich, so...
I would say hot dogs are sandwiches, yes.
Yeah. Yes. I think that the definitions for food items are pretty vast and pretty non-specific.
I can't tell you how much Derek used to roast me in high school because I would eat cereal at like 5 in the afternoon. He was like, you're not supposed to do that. You're only supposed to eat cereal in the morning.
I've loosened that on cereal.
I know you have
on
now.
Cereal specifically, because that is a great dessert.
Well, because once you hit college, you just realized that you needed to eat anything at any point in the day, and it didn't actually matter.
Yeah, pretty much. It was nice when... Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, oh, man, I went on a hot dog bender for a bit.
Dang.
I was eating hot dogs for dinner fucking four days a week, I'd say. Maybe 5.
Is pie
so good.
Ravioli? No, I don't. Well, define
is
ravioli.
Pie ravioli?
Pie.
No, because there's no. I see what you mean. Like a pie with crust on top. No, because when you. I mean.
No, it's not, because ravioli is defined as small pasta envelopes containing ground meat, cheese, or vegetables.
Yeah, but the definitions for food can vary.
True.
Well, when you cut a ravioli, do you cut a ravioli when you eat it? Depends.
It depends how big they are.
Yeah.
If they're as big as Chef Boyardee, then no, I just eat them.
Ravioli sounds so good right now.
Yeah, it does actually. Oh, geez. Someone says... Wait, first of all, someone says, this isn't distant. That's hilarious, because we're right next to each other. We are not socially distant.
I was waiting for someone to call us out on it.
Also, which of you has been intimate with another guy? I'm gonna go ahead and say I haven't. I can't answer for the rest of the group, but
I have not.
I haven't been intimate with another guy one-on-one.
Oh shit! Okay, we're digging into some things here. James, you want to expand
There are a lot
on
of
that?
technicalities.
Really? So
Jeez.
I guess the answer is no.
The answer is technically no.
No.
He says, nice question. Ask us more. More questions. This is funny, man. Is cereal cold soup? That makes me laugh. Because, I mean...
Yeah, sure. I'll agree to the cereal, but with the pie thing, when you cut a pie, like, you can see the inside of it, like, unless you eat a whole pie, just, like... Pick it up out of the tray.
Wait. I see your point, though. Is like when it's the whole thing in the
could
pan.
be a ravioli, right?
Oh shit.
It could be.
Yeah, like kind of, but not really.
It's a really weird ravioli, but I like the cold soup with the cereal. I'm with that. Pop-Tarts, breakfast ravioli. Yeah. That's hilarious and true.
Oh jeez. Oh, so many questions flying in. What's your best movie? So, like, what's our favorite movie? Right now, probably Django Unchained. I've seen that about 3 times, and it's still just really good.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
What was a good movie I've seen in a while? I always go with The Departed. I feel like that's a safe
Dude, I
answer,
keep
though.
hearing that. Like, you say that now. James asked me, like, I don't know when, a couple days ago or yesterday or something, like, have you seen The Departed? No. Like, I have to watch that.
It's so good. It's 3 hours long, but it is really good. It's star-studded.
That it's 3 hours.
That's kind of what I feel like takes away from it almost.
There's so many actors in it?
Like, Mark Wahlberg is a supporting actor in the movie. Like, he's barely in the movie.
Weird.
He's in for the good parts.
If you had to be intimate with one of the other two, which one would you pick? I'm not answering that question.
Trying to create madness in this house of honor.
So I guess the rest of these questions are just referring to the previous questions, but yeah.
There's a lot of just referencing on...
Well, yeah, because it said, like, someone says, oh, that's my normal day.
You know what was a really good movie?
What?
Taxi Driver.
Dude, yes, that movie was so good.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be about as good as it was, but it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And you know when he's standing in the mirror and he's like, you talking to me?
Yeah.
You talking to me? Like, that's where that comes from.
Yes.
Yeah.
It comes from that scene. And apparently, I could be wrong about this, but I think he was just standing there practicing his lines, like just kind of trying to, like almost that whole scene when he is practicing talking to someone, it's him practicing the scene, and then they just
sort of reminded me of in Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Yeah.
Yes.
In his apartment.
Yes, which is probably that was probably inspired by Taxi Driver.
Sure.
I'm sure a lot of it was.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sure, like...
I also thought, have you seen Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes.
I thought that was pretty... after seeing Taxi Driver, I was like,
it's inspired by Taxi Driver.
Feels like Taxi Driver.
Interesting.
But...
Yeah, I definitely could see inspiration from the new Joker movie, like based on Taxi Driver. Like if you see both of them, you're like, okay, Joker definitely pulled the inspiration from Taxi Driver, like for sure.
Yeah.
Which, dude, amazing freaking movie. Like when people get shot in that movie, generally speaking, I'm like, that's what would happen if someone would get shot.
That's not the movie that inspired
the Reagan assassination.
The Reagan assassination, according to
Jodie
James.
Foster.
Yeah. Oh boy, there's so many questions just flew in here. Holy crap. Jeez. What language would you like to learn? Spanish, 100%, because it's so practical.
It's pretty practical in America.
Arabic, because it's a beautiful language.
Yeah. That's a good one. Probably Vietnamese right now.
Because of your girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, that would be awesome, because then you could just communicate with her entire extended
really
family.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be really cool.
Are quesadillas sandwiches? I would probably say so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I love a good quesadilla.
I don't know, though. Sandwiches generally have a separated bun. It might be a hoagie.
I don't know what this comment says. My daughter came home from school today claiming that her teacher gave her pupaceous? And I don't know if I should be worried or not. She says it's not contagious, but I don't want her sitting on my furniture. I don't know what that is. Am I pronouncing that right? Poopacious? It literally is spelled so strangely. Why can I not paste this in here? How do you spell that? Aecias?
Poopacious.
Is that how you pronounce it?
It almost sounds fake.
It can't, like, it has to be a joke. Like, I have to be being trolled right now because I think nothing comes up when I search this.
I think kids just oftentimes mispronounce words, or like maybe it's something a little more serious. Maybe she pooped herself.
When I type this into Google, the recommendations are poopalicious. I don't even know. Parapesius and poopies. And I don't know what's going on. And yeah, we got trolled. It's freaking hilarious. It's so funny. It's almost as bad as that last RPAN that I got trolled like 3 times in a row. Yeah. Someone was like, "Oh, say hi, something." Yeah. And I just straight up said everything, and I was like, "Oh, jeez, dang."
If we were on Twitch, we would have been banned so fast. No, we didn't say the game word.
Well, Twitch, yeah, never mind. Twitch will ban for anything except for harming porn. You know, really.
Dang. Wow.
It's weird.
For what?
Like softcore porn, you can get away with, but as soon as you do anything
like
related
you're drinking
to
alcohol,
yeah.
they'll just get rid of you.
Yeah.
Dang. I think that guy got me pretty good. That's so funny. I don't know if I should be worried or not. She says it's not contagious, but I don't want her sitting on the furniture. That is so funny. Holy crap.
I don't know how much you read into your child's statements. It's good that you trust her, but probably just kind of making that up.
What are we at here as far as whoops. How many
bars
are we at? Can you pull that up real quick?
We're on time?
Because we were thinking about like dropping around like probably 7:15, but we'll play it by ear, obviously. But
is that how you say it? Play it by ear.
Play it by ear.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yes.
Apparently, play it by ear is incorrect.
Are your computers real? No, unfortunately.
They're actually just cardboard.
Are computers real?
Twitch too harsh on bans. Should freedom of speech on Twitch be a thing?
So,
says
freedom of speech, freedom
of Twitch?
Twitch and other social media platforms is a really difficult topic because they are privately owned companies that have their own policies instead of rules. However, so many people use them that they're essentially the public forum, right? The being out in public and having freedom of speech is almost the same as being on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch and having freedom of speech. So should these companies be allowed to ban and censor information? I mean, yes, because it's their company, they can do what they want, but no, because it's an American staple of freedom of speech, right? Yeah.
I 100% agree with you, right? I do. However, it makes me think of what Derek said one time when he said, we have to remember that posting something on YouTube or Facebook or etc. is very similar to walking into someone's home and then doing something, right? It's like Twitter or Facebook is almost like the home. It's privately owned. It's that thing. And then you go in there and start doing stuff. So while I do agree with you, like, yes, it's almost so public that it practically should, like, there should be like free speech.
An opinion one way or the other. I was just laying out both sides of the coin.
I guess I just think that, like,
yeah, I think too. It's also kind of for debate. Like,
yeah,
I think it's a little too restricted right now. I think so.
I think it can be restricted, but you also have to find a way to like control like viewership, because I think that's one of the main issues with TikTok and like the younger generation is that they're pretty much exposed to things or could be exposed to things that like could just completely like throw off their development and maybe they're not ready for it. And I think like they're, you know, people will say like, well, you know, you can curate content, you can like set like blocks on it maybe or whatever, but it's still not enough because anyone can create an account. They're not checking for your age. Like, oh, give me your social security number. Like, what's your age?
They probably are checking for your age because they.
Well, you just lie about your age.
That's true. Yeah, that's very
James
true.
is like 60 on Spotify.
That's actually true. Yeah, yeah. Sorry to kind of shift subjects here. Alpha Aries woman asked earlier, top or bottom. Really, either or. I'll take. Pepperoni Playboy says he said we didn't answer his question either or their question either, which is what was it? Dream blunt rotation. I don't know what that
it's a Twitter
means.
thing.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my god. Dave Chappelle, Barack Obama.
What?
So like, okay, you get this. 4 people in the world that you get to smoke a blunt with.
Okay.
Okay. Oh man, Stu from Rugrats.
Can you do that? Can you make fictional?
Yeah. You can also pick fictional.
Okay, all right.
Because it's Twitter, you can literally just post whoever. And last one. Oh, this has got to be a good one. Come on, think. Oh, Grim from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. That'd be really cool. Not that he's Jamaican, but be cool to talk to death.
Yeah.
But
Elon Musk, Joe Rogan.
Oh, boring.
SpongeBob and Patrick.
Okay. Good rally.
That's my 4. That's my 4 right there. Especially because I want Elon Musk to explain space travel to SpongeBob, considering he's already done it.
Right.
Because he went to the moon.
He didn't. Yeah.
Wait, no, he
went around the moon.
Yeah, that's right. He went around the moon.
Yeah.
Right. Someone says, can I have some Bitcoin? No. Okay, Denny just states Willie Nelson. That's not a question. He just
that's the Dream Blunt rotation.
Oh, okay. Right, there we go. Okay.
I mean, that's like smoking with God.
Willie Nelson?
Weed God.
Weed God. Willie Nelson.
Weed Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus. Dang it. I'm sorry.
That was a good one.
I'm sorry.
that I will take.
Actually, you know what?
Weezus is a good one.
It would be really interesting to smoke with Kanye West. Because he seems like such a strange individual that I want to communicate with him.
Only if, I don't know. He can kind of fly off the wall in a second.
I don't really think I don't know. I think it's partly that, like, he's explained it. Like, he had medication issues and, like, understanding his mental health and, like, all this shit. So, like, he's been trying to understand himself. So I think he's a lot better at it now. I don't really think he flies off the handle now like he used to, maybe, like, a couple of years ago. But still, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know him as a person.
He has said some pretty...
I just know what the media shows me.
Extraneous things.
True.
In the past.
True. How old are you guys? Mid-20s. That's all we'll say. You don't get the real answer.
You probably guess, but yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, mid-20s.
Yeah.
Ew, I hate to say that.
Yeah, that's absolutely terrifying. Like, I just keep getting older, and I don't want it to happen. Actually,
anything past... If you're 22 or under watching this, anything past 22, you're just getting older at that point.
Yeah, like knowing how old I'm about to be in June, it's a disgusting number.
It's
I
not
don't
even
like
fun,
the
right?
number.
Oh yeah, I don't like it. I've been here for a while.
No, it's. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you're you're ahead of me.
I just said to my girlfriend this past weekend, I was like, I in many ways feel like I didn't turn this number. Like, dude, I feel like I'm still the number before.
You're like closer to the 30 side.
Stop.
Like. Sorry.
Why would you say something?
I'm sorry.
Like that?
It's fine. You're fine.
It is fine.
Well, look at my brother. Like he's turning 30 this year, and he still looks like almost exactly like he did 5 years ago.
It's not about looks. It's just
true.
Yeah, true. It's not about looks.
It's another grain in the sand of time, just in that bottom fucking half of the hourglass. Yeah.
Someone says favorite sport, and have you played any? Favorite sport, I don't have one, but I did high school wrestling, and that was a lot of fun.
Favorite sport's probably hockey. I played track and cross country and golf and soccer for a little while. I tried football once, did baseball for a while.
And like we've
something.
obviously played a lot of these sports in like gym class. Like we played ultimate frisbee, we played football, we played like some other things, but like
play football like
we didn't. It was touch football. Yeah.
I played high school football, high school volleyball. I wrestled for a bit in high school. I did a couple other sports, basketball. I mainly like to play basketball now. It's probably my favorite sport to play. Soccer is up there. I found other sports as I went to college that I almost like as much, if not more, than the conventional. Like I was big football head, still am.
I was big football.
I was big football head. I am Hey Arnold.
Wow, yeah.
I am the Hey Arnold.
I forgot that show existed.
It's a good show.
It's on Hulu.
Is it on Hulu?
He was definitely.
It was on something.
I think he was doing some adolescent pot smoking up in that room.
We got 2 heavy questions here, but we'll do this simple one quick. Favorite hockey team?
Go Flyers.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have one.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch hockey. But we got 2 heavier questions. So the first one is free will a thing? And the other question is, how do you guys see British people? For example, what makes Americans so different or major cultural differences? That one might be easier and quicker.
Okay. British people, I see a lot of similarities with America, but I think at the same time, you have a condensed geographical area with condensed population, like a lot of people in a small island, basically.
And like the UK is like very flat and spread out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's more community based. I think that like there are traditions that are different. The government is more European based, but I don't really see British people like ideologically not that much different.
Well, they're very different in the sense, like we were talking about in our our communication and culture episode, which is our newest one, where we were referring to the fact that there's different terminology. So like you'd go to the UK and they'd be like just saying words for things that you do, because if you don't know that fag means cigarette and someone goes, you want a fag, you'd be like, what? I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know if there's any British people. Do people still say that?
I think so. Unless I'm wrong, because
it might just be kind of like outdated.
Yeah, I think
it might be outdated.
Okay, but I'm sure they do. Like some people somewhere still
probably still say it. Yeah,
like swear words are different.
Yeah,
profanity's different. There was one thing that like really stuck out to me.
Portion sizes.
Oh yeah, portion sizes too. But raves. No, raves.
That's so
raves are not
specific.
nearly as popular in America as they are in
Europe.
In Europe in general.
Yeah.
But like there's like underground raves.
Lauren loves going to raves. Like Lauren and Scott met up for their first date at a rave, and I'm like, what? That's awesome.
No one says cigarette. It's always fag.
So interesting. So to answer the question, is free will a thing? In short, I think yes.
Yeah. I think I think it's not as expansive as the word kind of suggests, like free, like you're free to make whatever decision you want. I think you have a vast selection of decisions based on like
circumstance,
just current processing, because you can't you can't just jump time. So like you have to.
But I guess free will in the sense where do you decide what choices you make?
Yes, to an extent.
Well, yeah, I think so. I
I
still think there are biological decisions and choices that are being processed by your body, but then ultimately it's like up to the mind to make the. Actually, not even. I can't. It's too heavy for me to explain.
I think it's more about you can decide to make decisions.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like
yes, you can decide.
Most decisions will be made by predetermined variables in your life.
Correct.
But you can decide to say, I'm going to make a decision here. I'm going to go against what I'm predestined or predetermined to do and make a new decision. So in that way, that free will definitely exists. But I think generally overall things are just predetermined.
See, like, I'm a big believer in that things are procedurally predicted, and whatever the creator of everything is has the ability to see the potential of all possible outcomes, but cannot literally see all outcomes because it does not have that much processing power. And also, like,
humans already do that to a lesser.
No, see, I'm just going off on that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't even know how
just
to
specifically about free will, though.
Right, I was about to, but whatever.
Yeah,
but we've gotten pretty damn good at prediction. So there are like, there is a good chance that like things will happen, and we are good at predicting those chances. I would assume that a god would be the best at it, but I think that free will is that slight possibility that something just doesn't go the way it's supposed to. Just that like 1 in a million chance that happens.
Right, because that person might just decide to do something. So it might be like based on all the like math given or whatever formulas you're using, like we can determine that Phil's probably going to make this decision 20 years from now.
Yeah, they call it like confidence level. I mean, that's what I learned in business calc. It was like you're past, or I even see it in like my online banking when I'm scanning checks for my company. Like it'll be like this check's below the confidence threshold. Enter the routing and account number and the amount. Yeah. And you have to manually enter it, but it can, to a certain degree, read that with a certain level of confidence.
Interesting.
It's just handwriting. So,
right.
Yes, I think free will is a thing. I kind of imagine it as like a coin jar that is unopenable. So like for every coin, every decision that you make, you have the freedom to put whatever you want in that coin jar in that one event.
Right.
But, you know, you can't take it back out. So whatever the amount in that coin jar is by the end of your life, that's what you cash out with. Like it's like karma. Yeah. So if I'm putting dollar bills in, I'm like doing well, right? Like I'm like, okay, I'm saving. Even if I'm putting more, I'm like, okay, good investment. That's a high quality of life.
Yeah.
As opposed to you put pennies in,
right? Like
and you take up the same amount of space,
you're
but
not
instead
taking
of
as like productive steps or as frugal steps. Yeah.
It's finite value, and the only thing that's predeterministic about it is the constraints that you have given a current moment and the mortality of your life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Someone says, oh, this is a heavy one. Well, let me answer this question. What city are you guys in? We are in a city in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. How is the American social contract changing in the 21st century? What technological rights should people have? Wow. How is the American social contract changing in the 21st century? What technological rights should people have?
I think you should have a right to data privacy in the same way that I want it to be, so that when you go on a website, it would be like walking into a Five and Below or just any store. It's like unless you've done something for people there to remember your face, or you frequent it enough for people to like identify you, you're pretty much anonymous, like you're a stranger. I think that's how data should be. So
yeah.
I think that also comes with like a give. So like if we get that, then you probably would have to give, you know, some of your data over that isn't sensitive to your identity, or like.
But like define that, right? Because if you say, oh, I'm not giving any data that's sensitive to my identity, but. Yeah. So, like, they might not know your name or your social security number or birth date, but they know everything else about what you do.
Yeah, like, they know that you like to ride bikes on
Tuesdays. At 5 p.m.
I was literally going to say Tuesday.
That's so weird.
Not at 5 p.m., but...
Well, it is Tuesday, so that's probably why you thought Tuesday.
Okay.
But, yeah, anyway. Yeah.
Recognition. But
yeah,
like, they could take that data, just that little tidbit of knowledge, and spin it off into, like... Phil is of average weight. He exercises. He has free time at 5. So, like, what does that mean?
Yeah. We can kidnap him at 5 o'clock.
Pretty much.
No,
I mean, but like, data is very powerful. Data is very powerful. Everyone pronounce it.
I get really scared because several people I know, specifically John, Mike, and Nate, who have all been on the podcast, brothers, they all keep telling me, they're like, I'm so afraid of like America essentially turning into 1984, like the book. And it's terrifying how similarly it's going. You know what I mean? It's more cameras, more facial recognition, more data mining. It's really scary.
Which is, again, why I don't understand why people don't, like, okay, if you're having trouble wearing the mask because, like, maybe medically, no, this is probably terrible advice. Wear a mask, you'll be anonymous in public, but, like, it's true.
Yeah, I think it's the funniest thing that the January 6th insurgents didn't wear masks.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't because they don't.
Because
like,
they're anti-mask.
Or there were, like, images that, like,
like
some people wearing masks, they take it off for a second if there's a picture of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, any other questions?
He says right to broadband. I don't understand.
He being Rohan, of course.
What?
It's Rohan.
Oh?
GBR7.
What is the right to broadband?
Like a right to have broadband, like free internet, essentially.
I don't really know what that is.
Free internet.
Like, it's weird. You don't know what free internet is.
No, what is broadband? I don't know.
It's internet. Broadband is internet.
Starlink.
Interesting. What?
No, it's like Starlink without the cost, without the initial cost, right?
Yeah. It's broadband is internet access. I think that's
interesting. So should you have a right to
Are you in
internet?
IT?
Yeah.
What?
But like, so, right to internet access, OMG, Phil. Yeah, Ron's just roasting me.
Yeah. You should. You're in IT. You
should,
don't know what broadband is.
Should you have a right
more
to...
diligent on that.
I don't know if you should have a right to the internet. Because then everyone's using it.
Well.
Nah, I think you should.
Yeah.
Because a majority of people are using it at this point.
I mean, social media, right? Being a public forum, if you're not giving people access to the internet, you could make the argument that you're taking away their freedom of speech.
I guess so.
I miss when freedom of speech was just like, whatever you could say or fucking write.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because now it's like, especially because everyone's talking on these privately owned platforms, so it's like impossible to say whatever you want, because, yeah, YouTube will just take it down.
I don't really care about, like, my own input into the internet. Like, if I comment on something, it's for just pure, like, there it is, putting my 2 cents in. I don't really care what happens. Even, like, on Reddit, you know, like, I don't really care about my karma, just kind of is a comment.
But yeah, it's like, hey, I want to put my input out there and then maybe interact with some people or something, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess I don't feel, well, I have the privilege of always having internet access. So yeah, I think internet access should be free. I think the main thing for me is that people use the internet for like functions that further their lifestyle. And it'd be like almost unfair at this point if like someone didn't have access to that.
Yeah, it is becoming a more integral part of our society.
Like, what job have you applied for where you handed them a physical copy of, like, an employment application and a resume in the past 3 years?
My last interview.
Yeah, but before that.
Did you
like,
send an email? Did you, like, do anything
Well, like, yeah,
online
I mean, like, I
that got
sent
you
them
a job?
stuff electronically, but then when I got there, it was like, here's my resume. I
Well,
had
yeah.
to fill out another application
When you bring
when
a
I was
copy
there.
of your resume, like a physical copy, yeah, but,
Yeah,
like,
then they
initially... You're doing that.
Yeah. Like the
making
first
contacts,
process. Yeah.
So if I didn't have access to the internet, like, what am I doing for a job?
Yeah.
Like, my options are severely limited.
Yeah, that's crazy. People used to just have to walk into stores and be like, "Can I have an application?"
Y'all hired?
Yeah, are you hiring? And then you just go to the next store and you say, "Are you hiring?" And then you go to the next store and you say, "Are you hiring?" And that's what you did. Was you wanted to apply to jobs, you would just drive around to stores.
I guess my question for
Or
Rohan,
businesses.
I feel, should we?
That doesn't make
Well,
sense.
yeah,
Oh, well, somebody did say Beatles or CCR. I just want to answer that quick. Definitely
What is
Beatles.
CCR?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I'm going CCR.
That's fair. I don't really know either band, so like I'm familiar with the Beatles, but I don't.
You would.
I don't really listen to the Beatles, nor do I know who CCR is. You just said it.
You would. You would know CCR.
Fortunate Son.
Yes, yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
I,
you do.
Maybe I know
From
if I
Full
heard
Metal
it.
Jacket. Like, now.
Every Vietnam movie ever.
Again, I'd probably know if I heard it.
Blue. It ain't me. It ain't me.
I don't know. Again, I'd probably know it if I actually heard it.
you would definitely
That's a good one. Yeah.
Every Vietnam. I think even Tropic Thunder.
Okay, I can imagine Tropic Thunder having it.
Imagine them doing it as like satire, but
okay. Yes, I know exactly what song you're talking about. I can hear it in my head now.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Rohan, how would you supply that internet to everyone? How would you make that universal? Would you do something like Starlink but free?
Yeah.
I would assume that's probably your answer.
Let's find out what he's gonna say. That's funny. We got our friend Rohan chatting here in.
Thanks for joining us, dude.
In the RPAN. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh yeah, shout out to what is it, episode 8? Anything goes with Rohan.
Yeah.
Which you can find on timeforanything.com. Right there.
Gotta put that www dot.
Yeah, you're right.
So that they can just click it.
Click the link.
Right. Of course. Actually put the URL. Of course. So I guess we just wait for his answer because there's such a delay.
I mean, he might also.
Do we have any other questions?
No.
Are you finished with those errands?
May I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat, sir?
The fact that there's just a little bit of water in there and you're just
tipping it around.
I'm gonna spill it on my laptop.
On your $2,500
with literally,
laptop.
probably about $3,000 in material just sitting right in front
My
of you.
phone's also right here.
No, $3,000
make it
more
four.
than that.
Make it
Because
4.
the 2 mics, 2 laptops.
Yeah, but if you spill that here, it's
your
not
point.
gonna get
Your
over
point.
there.
Yeah, I see your point.
But you will get my phone and my laptop.
True.
And the blanket's absorbent.
Oh yeah. And your blanket's absorbent.
Absorbs all kinds of fluids.
Well, if you wanted to end at 7:15, it's almost 7:15.
Well, we could. Let's see if Rohan shoots his question.
Guessing he dropped out.
Rohan, come back to us.
I think we'll give a fair
question.
We'll give a fair warning because of the delay that people are gonna get. We'll maybe call it at like 7:30. Give it another 15 minutes maybe. Because there's like a solid 5-minute delay before people even hear what we're saying.
Really?
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Yeah, like it's because I
Yeah,
was looking at it on my phone or whatever, and like when I move a certain way, it doesn't show up for like minutes.
Yeah.
There's such a delay, so it may not be 5 minutes. It might be like a minute, but I don't know.
Full 5 minutes.
Might be a full 30 seconds. I don't know, but either way, fair warning to everyone. We're probably gonna drop out soon, so get your last questions in here. We'll give it a few minutes. But so far, it was
it's a good.
It's been fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun to get some feedback.
We do only have 5 watchers, one of them being me.
Oof.
So.
But we did get a lot of questions from people.
We did, yeah. 86 comments.
86 comments. Look at that. That's some comments. And we sit in silence. What is that song? Is that car radio?
Yeah.
And now I just sit in silence. Yeah. You remember the like.
What's the meaning of life?
What?
What's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything?
Oh, okay. So someone just asked that. All right. Wait. Someone said, "How did you start this?" What does that mean? How did we start the podcast, or how did we start RPANing?
Probably the podcast.
Probably the podcast. We just did it.
We were having a lot of really good conversations. Like probably around like a year ago.
Back in June.
It was like, 9 months, year.
Mm-hmm.
And we just decided to do it. And that's how we started.
We built a website. We put everything
It took a couple months just to get
the website
set up.
I
mean,
and
everything, yeah.
Everything.
Right to the styrofoam you see in the rooms.
Yeah.
In the room here. Just slowly got everything together. We're actually still kind of trying to grow, so if you want to join us for the ride, please check out the website. Check us out on Spotify. We have Instagram, Twitter, Discord, but the website really is the hub for all of our content.
That's
you can
true.
click links and it'll take you away from that if it's not enjoyable. But Phil put a lot of time.
It's the website.
I say it all the time.
Too many hours.
But it deserves to be recognized.
You put that in, but you have to put the www.
I put in the link and it worked. Like I just put that in and it
Oh,
worked.
if you copy it.
The meaning of the universe, at
You
least.
should put the full HTTPS.
Is that way they can click it?
Actually, just click it right from their phone. Yeah.
Maybe.
So there's the link tree. What were you gonna say, Derek?
It's to see, probably if I were to assume a higher existence, I would say it's to see if this works. To put it like pretty simply, simply.
To put it very simply.
I hate the way I said that. I don't know. Just to see if this works. Your own purpose is probably just to collect data and compile it into more of that with your existence. That's like a very difficult question to answer with.
It's 42.
Time
the answer.
Yeah. Have you ever seen or read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
42.
42.
There's like an ancient computer that I think is like literally millions of years old, and it was tasked with was given the task of calculating what is the meaning of life. And I think it processes the calculation for like millions of years or something. And then everyone's there gathered at this huge event. Like, here we go. Oh, we're about to find out the answer from the computer. And it just goes 42. Like the answer to life, what is it? The meaning of life, the universe, and everything is 42, according to the computer. Anyway, who'd come out on top in an arm wrestling match between the three of you? Derek, hands down.
I think James. I think both of you could put up a pretty
Yeah,
good
but
fight.
you would definitely. You have the most muscle out of the three of us. Hands down. No fucking argument. James actually probably would beat me. I'm pretty sure James has. Not only does he have more muscle, but his arms are longer, so he has more leverage.
Yeah, but you have long arms.
True, but he would.
You have long fingers.
Thank you, Derek. Hey, I'll tell you what, they're pretty useful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was just
spoilers.
hard left.
Someone just said I guess we just ruined.
I know, he spoiled it for me too. I tell him no, and he's like, "Here's the ending of the."
Yeah. It's not the ending.
No, it's not.
It's a minor plot point.
Yeah, it actually
it's just a joke.
I think it's actually entirely irrelevant.
No, it's completely relevant. Well, the computer is relevant.
The answer
isn't.
Yeah, the answer doesn't really change anything. Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of puts everyone into like an existential crisis.
You ever you ever read Ender's Game?
Yeah,
it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good book.
Good book.
Pretty good book.
Didn't see the movie.
The movie was not good.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Yeah, it didn't. You can't just catch. You can't capture that imagery. Like there was also a whole thing with orgasms and death at the end.
Oh,
that was missed.
Of what? Ender's Game?
Yeah, the end of Ender's Game.
I was too young to understand that.
Well, he finds out that the simulation he's playing is real, and he's actually like commanding fleets and killing like basically a whole planet of a species.
Yeah.
And he goes to the planet, and he's hit with this like telepathic flashback, and basically like they're kind of like bees, like the male ants like fucking nut. And then
thank you for that phrase right there.
They die.
Yeah.
And that's what actually happens.
Yeah. Interesting. That's
so they
bizarre.
like it's the orgasm of death.
Should we end it on that note? I don't know.
Yeah, I can end it on bee orgasms. Borgasms.
I'm sorry.
This is the show. This is it. Actually, our content isn't nearly as off the chain as this, but
it definitely is when we do the Anything Goes episodes.
Yeah.
To an extent,
that's for sure.
Yeah, but check out our website, check out our socials.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll be back more on RPAN.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Peace everybody.